cannot find.
They'll wait for me to fall under that pressure. They'll wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces. I just have to stay above the rushing water.
I will do my best to keep myself composed. It takes a lot not to overload. They can't tell me what is right for me. I just need peace of mind and my ability. But no one said that it would be this hard. You can't force it, but you'll play your part. So I will run until I reach the end, and who knows where I'll be. But all I know is that we'll start again.
They'll wait for me to fall under that pressure. They'll wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces. I just have to stay above the rushing
I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore. I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore.
Alright, hello there everyone, we are coming back. Penta Sports versus Mouse Sports, and yeah, for now the score on your screens. Once again, Nero Integrate, alongside with me is Vendetta. Hello.
Hey there, how you doing?
So yeah, it's looking quite fine. Yeah, as we counted out Penta even before the match, and they step it up like that in the first half especially. It just looked so impressive. Then Mousesports kind of managed to kind of come back, get a grasp of what's going on, but then Penta just nailed them. And there we go, it will be the map that Penta chose, actually. Right now we'll be getting into Mirage, so that's just looking incredibly good for Penta. I don't know, Mousesports will have to pull off some kind of a miracle.
Yeah, going into the first map, I was pretty convinced that was a map that Mouse should pick up fairly easy, but they just got completely shafted by Penta. So Penta have obviously done their homework, even though they've just announced that they're playing with Crispy as their fifth after Troubly decided to retire from esports. So I'm excited for them going into Mirage. Their track record on Mirage as of late is pretty poor, but I guess the first map just shows us that we can't really trust what to do and what to think really, because they definitely threw a curveball, taking the first map from Mouse.
Yep, and we almost have all players on the server, so just waiting for the last one, and we'll be ready to get into the last map of the night actually. So a thing is about to end, but it's been a great time. TSM versus Hellraisers, 2-0 in favor of TSM, quite a one-sided match. But the first map of Mousesports versus Penta, of course it was Penta all the way, but Mousesports also put up a good fight, so it was pleasant to look at both teams face each other.
I mean, it was an okay first map. I definitely think Mousesports could have played quite a bit better than what they actually did. I definitely saw instances where several of the players should have won their duels, but it is what it is. Mousesports have already played a couple of games tonight, so they might be starting to tiring out. Who knows? And that could be in the favor of Penta.
Yeah, that might be the thing. And they just played Virtus Pro before that match on top of it, so yeah, kind of playing against a top tier team and losing against them might have killed their hopes for this day. Like, they most probably prepared for Virtus Pro the most because they wanted to show up against the best team.
Well, that could definitely be. I mean, if you're going to study up on one team, you're probably going to study up on the team you're most likely not going to beat, because, well, that's where you have the most to learn, really. And they might be winging it going up against Penta. But I guess Mirage is going to be a good tell of whether or not they know what they're doing or not.
Alright, so we are getting into the 9th round. It's Penta Sports versus Mouse on Penta's map, and Mirage, and Penta kick off with 2 frags for nothing. Looking very good. Now Mouse with a bit of answers, but it's a 2-on-1. Oh, but Speedy answers with a kill, and drops Strux to 45. There he is. Mouse Sports with a 9th round clutch. You rarely see that.
Yeah, not the most common scenario. So Mousesports obviously going to start on the CT side. The knife here on Mirage obviously means more than what it would on a map like Dust 2. Even though, Mouse didn't really get that much out of starting on the CT side, which they chose on the first map. So we'll see if it comes back to bite them again if they're not going to have a successful CT half on Mirage.
Alright, let me just type in one more command and we are ready to go with the pistol round, guys. Mousesports versus Penta. Gob! What a headshot, what an entry. Completely shot down. That's an incredible play. And Penta, they have to rethink their plan going into that pistol.
And look at Crochet. Crochet with this, high progression, pushing down. Ace slope. Getting caught out by Crispy, though, and all of a sudden we're down to 3v3.
Yes, we are, and Stavros looking to catch next, pushing right here. That will be a great frag for Penta, and an entry for bomb side B. The bomb is running that way already, so it might as well be Penta with a bomb plant, even if they don't win this round. But Got B is down to 12 points of health, so I don't imagine they won't be able to kill him. There it goes. Stavros just needs to find the head of Speedy, but Speedy wins the fight. However, still left it 1-on-2, and Crispy was just waiting very patiently. Got that headshot right on point.
And, well, Mousesports got off to a great start with the entry frag from, or the opening frag of the round from Got B. And I'm not really sure why they opted to go for that aggressive move towards A. They could have easily held back and just played it from the advantage point they had already. I mean, you're one man up, no need to risk it, and just let Penta kind of work their way forward and try to take a side because you're going to be a man up. That was, again, a bit of a silly move from Mousesports, and, you know, it doesn't really, you know, tell me that they're in a very good shape, judging by their Dust 2 game as well.
Alright, so 3 Mac 10s in the lineup of Penta. That also is a thing you rarely see. Usually there's a Mac 10, MP7, and all the rest is playing with Scouts, Galils, and AKs. There we go, Penta into the sides. The only frag they get is actually with an AK and a Molly on top of that, so they cannot seem to get the SMG frags, and the bomb is gonna get dropped before being planted, and it's getting sweaty for Tapson right here. He needs to win a 1-on-2, down to 10 points of health. It will be a frag for Got B. Mousesports with an eco round answer.
Yeah, just very solid pistol work right there. Next, jumping through the smoke to stop the bomb plant was absolutely massive as well. So Mouse bring it back right away, and, well, Penta, they did kind of the cardinal mistake of running into a bomb site without any real information. I'm much more of a fan of seeing teams actually kind of scope things out, try to figure out what's going on so they make sure they don't run into a stack of any sorts. And Penta kind of just burned themselves there. So they could have gotten up 3-0, instead Mousesports have the upper hand now.
Okay, he's now Speedy with the SMG, and next with another SMG, but that's a P90. You don't get any money bonus for getting a frag with that, but you can easily shred through people, even with Kevlar, if you're effective enough. Dennis finds that headshot on Crystal. That was a little bit risky. He might have gone down right there, but had everything under control. There's actually 3 people in the jungle and connector area for Mouse. They might get caught by some kind of nade, but the problem is Penta don't have any nades, and the last man standing will go down very quickly afterwards. Shrugs falls without doing a single thing. And
yeah, so big
Mouse.
investment from Penta in terms of they actually bought up, which is not too surprising. Then they do get the bomb plant as well, but the weaponry of Mousesports is too much when they try to get more map control in the after plant. They just get picked off one by one. So I guess it's an okay situation for Penta to be in because they got the bomb plant, but other than that, they probably should have gotten more out of the investment they put in. Because they probably could have gotten the same result with just a couple of smokes and trying to get the bomb plant down.
Alright, only a Glock in the hands of Stavros, that will hurt them a lot. You cannot do stuff with a Glock in your hands without Kevlar. You will struggle so much with getting a frag, but they have the smokes, they have a set play on A, and they might surprise someone, or just plant the bomb at least, which would give them a little bit of money to play with on round number 5, and most importantly, an AWP. The AWP showdowns in the middle, or actually anywhere else, like Jungle 2, Palace, in the middle, on B, in Apartments 2, Van. There's a lot of places where you can fight out with AWPs, and with both teams having good AWPers, I would expect a lot of showdowns like that to appear.
It's probably going to happen the further we get into the game. Penta right there, I think one of the players actually botched the smoke because they didn't get the good enough cover to actually cross over and get that free bomb plant that they wanted. So it's unfortunate for them. And Dennis again with an opening frag, and Christian's going to follow it up.
Strux is so low on health. He got hit in the head, left on just 9 hit points. That's pretty much Penta collapsing. Even though they bought the weapons, they just lost them with only killing Dennis. That's, well, that has to be a confidence killer. So they built up a lot of confidence on Dust 2, and here, Mousesports showing no mistakes in that round number 5.
And getting off to a good start, and it's nice to see that Spitty obviously getting off to a better start than what he did on Dust 2, where he, you know, had -1 frag for the first 10 rounds of the game. So that's obviously going to be good for him, and, well, the aggression early on from Mousesports has worked out. This time around they decided to play a bit more passive.
Ooh,
They
that
gave up
headshot.
mid control.
That headshot though, it's Christie down to 10 points of health from only a single shot from a pistol. And it hurt them quite a bit. Gobby drops that might be 2 rifles in the hands of Penta in no time if they just get to pick them up. Oh, but this-
Right now I think Mousesports are doing the right thing though. They're just holding back. They know they're up against an eco, so they're not going to risk anything unnecessarily. And just, you know, take any type of duel head on.
Well, Speedy and Christie with frags to not let Penta imagine too much that they would be able to win this round. But actually, Stav now with an M4, 100% of health. I'm actually wondering why didn't he give it to Strux, who has a Kevlar, and he could have gone to plant the bomb instead. But that leaves him in a 1-on-3. However, Dennis on 8 points of health. Chris J on 10. That's just a one shot with whatever. Even with that Tech 9 that he has as a secondary weapon. The big problem would be Nex, but he cannot kill Nex.
And there the problem arises, which you talked about, you know, why he wouldn't drop that weapon to someone who had Kevlar, because that aim punch just completely messed him up and he had no chance of actually killing Nex. So, I guess an okay eco for Penta in the sense that they didn't invest all that much, but not getting the bomb plant is obviously a bit of a downer for them.
Oh, I think it was a little bit of a failed flashbang from Christie right there, but it doesn't matter at all. Crystal didn't peek, he was just holding that angle from connector. Kills Dennis immediately. That's a great entry for Penta. 5-4, they can regroup again, rethink the plan, they don't have to risk anything.
Yeah, right now Penta are just taking their sweet time. They've only set up just waiting for aggressive plays from Mousesports because that's what caught them out in the previous spy round. So they're definitely learning from their mistakes. It doesn't seem like Mousesports are interested in pushing anywhere so far on this map. They're just holding back, being a man down.
Okay, so let's see. There's still that AWP in the hands of Christie, so the things might get evened out very quickly. Speedy pushing Palace. Might catch someone off guard. Oh, but Christie is down to 27 points of health, and even though manages to kill Crystal, goes down a split second after. Tabson, he's the one to put him to his grave.
That's the bomb as well. Tabson is going to run around,
Speedy
and
gets
that's
the
bombed
bomb.
down.
But Speedy might actually get backstabbed right now with it because there was one man already pushed up on T-slope. Gobby with a headshot and stab, so I don't know. Even if they lose Speedy right now, that's still a 2-on-1 with the CTs being aware of where Crispy is.
Yeah, Speedy definitely did his part. As soon as he picks up that bomb, carrier and taps it and spawn, he's already done his work. And the fact that he just picks up a second man as well is just gravy. Alright, now Crispy's got a really awkward situation to get out of with 0 time left. So, best he can do, save his gun. He's going to hold on to that off and probably going to give it away to Crystal. See what he's going to be able to do with it. But yeah, it just completely stopped everything Penta wanted to do. So that was timely aggression, and even though it wasn't initial aggression to, you know, straight out of the gates from Mouseport, it still worked out. So Mouse running around, definitely catching Penta off guard here.
And there we go. Round number 8 is underway, and Mouseport's just looking so good. Even though Penta got that early advantage, they just come back in a blink of an eye. Speedy being the man that pretty much won them the round with that huge flank from Palace. But now Penta still with the weapons in their hands, so they have quite a bit of money. But will they have quite a little bit of money after this round if they lose it without planting the bomb?
Seems like they want to go towards that the bomb side initially. Crystal and Strike's actually showing the bomb as well to Nex early on in the round. So right now Mouseports know where the bomb is, but obviously plenty of time left for Penta to move about. And they're kind of setting up to a similar position as they were in last time around when Tabson got picked up and spawned there. And I'm assuming this is going to end up towards A, but a heavy focus on going through connector.
Oh well, Crystal yet again picks off Dennis. Dennis is just getting wrecked over and over again, but doesn't matter if the rest of the team can win the round for him. Well, Chris G gets that return frag on Crystal, but doesn't manage to drop Strux. Finally kills him with a 5-7, but reveals himself to Tapson. He was pretty much very vulnerable at that point. 3-on-2 with the bomb planted. And, well, Crispy down to 10 points of health, so it doesn't have to mean a bad situation for Mouseboards, but Nex is looking the wrong way. He was gonna go for the defuse. He's still gonna get the frag. He didn't even turn around as he already knew Stav was coming from behind. He just waited it out until the last second, then turned around, got the frag, picked up the AWP, defused the bomb. 7-1 in favor of Mouseboards. They are just merciless.
It was very well played by Nex, and I think he held that defuse for so long just to try to sell the death cam from the second to last Penta member he picked up. Just sell the illusion that he's actually holding it and going for the defuse. But that's a really close call, and I think in most cases Penta should be able to pick up that round. But this time around on this map, it's actually, you know, Lady Luck favoring Mousesports.
Yep, and there we go. Oh, they're gonna cross the smoke. That's very risky, but Nex was spraying through that smoke, so he ran out of bullets very quickly. That's gonna be Gobby dead. No, not really. Manages to run away, but he peeked with a nade in his hands. That's not what you want to do in such a spot. Chris J gets one refrag, so it's down to a 4-on-4. Crystal, though, is in a very good spot. Is gonna get the headshot on Speedy and knows where Chris J is, so might as well get another frag.
And it's just like Mousesports already have given up on actually retaking the site. Dennis just stopped completely moving in B apps here. So it seems like they're just going to give up the round and hope to get some exit frags, because they know that Penta's obviously not in the best state, economically speaking. And they do pick up 2 frags, so that's a nice pickup. Now they just need to survive with their current weapons.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to achieve. Just drop as many weapons as possible. Penta, even though they won the round, even though they planted the bomb, if you win the next one, if you win the following one, they will be broke anyway.
Yeah, and kind of the magical number really for, you know, having an impact on the enemy's economy is, you know, getting 3 kills. If you can get 3 kills or more, that's going to definitely have an impact on the other team's economy. If you get 2, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But 3, that's definitely the golden, you know, the sweet spot. And Penta, they're setting up for a standard A-take here, and not the heaviest of defense, really, from Mousesports. Only Speedy and Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis actually on top of the stairs. Speedy is completely cut off by the smokes, so he cannot do a thing. So Dennis just waits for the rest of his team to rotate towards that side. But actually, take a look at what Penta does. They transfer towards the jungle and actually go for the shop. They might even rotate towards B, but the bomb got planted on A anyway, so they are getting some good flanks. And there comes Nex and Speedy. Nex is pretty much unstoppable even on the previous map. Even though they lost it, he was unstoppable, and on this one he also is playing out of his mind, so he can still be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe not win a round 1 up against 3, but can deal some damage. Unfortunately not. Stav gets rid of him. That's 7-3. Penta trying to bring it back.
Yeah, and that was a crucial round for Penta, obviously, because of the money situation they found themselves in. So they've kind of gotten on stable ground, and they will be able to probably buy up again if they lose this round. So that's a nice spot to be in if you're on the T side. I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't see any Molotovs on Dennis in that previous round, because if you're holding that thinly with only 2 people towards that A-bomb site, you need a way to hold people off from getting onto the side or pushing up before you get any rotations in on the CT side.
Now Christy is gonna peek right here. He heard that shot. He heard someone pulling the trigger in the middle, peeked, got the headshot on Crystal, and that's a 5-on-3, a solid advantage for the CTs going into this round, and they might have not taken the round after Penta Sports 1-1, so they didn't break their economy, but still, if they win here, Penta weren't able to gather up a lot of dough right here, so they won't be able to pay for a lot of weapons.
Right now, Penta so spread out with where their 2 players are. Crispy going down as well, leaves Strux all by himself, 45 seconds, so the odds of him being able to save this is none, and there he goes down to Dennis. And again, it's whenever Mousesports decides to play aggressively, and you know are able to pick up those first frags, Penta are completely lost as to what they want to do afterwards. So that should be the calling card for Mousesports, and something they should repeat over and over again until it doesn't work anymore, until Penta starts learning that they need to start out every T side fairly passively.
Yeah, so there we go. Penta not even trying to push for it, and just one.
You can see
tech on.
Dennis. Again, Dennis with the aggressive move into mid, and well, does pick up Stavros.
This time
Obviously,
there's
this is
no
loop around.
orb to stop him, that's the vital thing.
Yeah.
He won't get killed by Crystal, so he can be a little bit more aggressive.
So again, good start from Mousesports, and now that you've gotten the opening frag of the round, you can just sit back and wait for Penta to try to run into you towards either of his sites. You should be perfectly fine doing that.
Oh, Dennis once again gonna get caught, but still kills Strux and manages to take Tapson very low and finishes him off with this. What the hell? Picks off the USP and kills 2 people with it. One, I'm okay with 1, but the second kill shouldn't have happened.
In any case, Mousesports do pick up the anti-eco round, and they do so without losing members, which is obviously a nice thing, so they bolster up their economy. And with Penta not having an op now, that allows for Mousesports to play even more aggressively than they have before, but seems like Penta are just happy setting up for that A take, and this time, well, there is a Molotov on Speedy, so he could actually hold people back here, and especially with Chris opening things up in A-apps with the aggressive op peak.
Yeah, Chris spotted a leg of that guy before he really peaked, so he was prepared for Strux coming out from that exact spot. Now he knows that there's someone else in there because they hear the steps. Christy with 2, he'll be looking for more. Actually, he's in a very good spot of finding more, but Speedy and Garb drop. Chris is still there. He is waiting for the backstab. Actually, gets behind the fireboxes. Now taps him down to 1 point of health. Whatever hits him now kills him, and he has to go for that bomb. He cannot stick around the box for like eternity. But Stavs with the help from the CT spawn. A one-on-one. Christy looking for the quad kill. Stav looking for the clutch for the team. Oh, Christy actually doesn't want to go for the AWP. And it's not a smart play as he loses to Stav immediately.
And that's a round that Mousesports should win, like 10 out of 10 times. They get the opening frag with Christy on Crispy in A-apps there. Speedy throws down the Molotovs, he holds back any aggression coming up from Pet, but then there's some weird decision making going on. Speedy decides to run through the smokes into completely unknown territory and gets immediately picked off. Mousesports starts to lose grip of actually holding the bomb site, and from there on out everything just kind of snowballs out of control from them. Really surprised to see that Speedy, after getting inside of that smoke, could have just backed off and had his teammates cover him as he got into a better position, but instead opts for the aggressive move, and that time it really burnt Mousesports.
Well, we're looking at a bomb side B push coming from Penta Sports. All 5 of them, no one even trying to fake it. But they stop in the apps, and they wait. And they wait. And they throw the smokes. Alright, so the push is gonna come after all. They're not falling back. That's a good molly. Right under the feet of Nex. But he extinguishes that with a smoke, I think. At least I heard the noise of the molly being extinguished. The bomb got planted, but there's a lot of frags going the way of Mouse, so I don't think they will still lose the round. Strux in a good spot, but doesn't see a thing since he was in the middle of the smoke. So he didn't really know if he was shooting at a wall or at a person or at the, like, in the air or ground. And,
well, Nex doing a superb job right there. Getting off the molly, even though it wasn't effective for that long, it still buys him enough time to get into that corner in Forest, and because of the smokes that were put down by Penta, it kind of creates a really easy, an easy situation for Nex, where he solely has to focus on one area to gun people down, and he does so brilliantly and picks up 3 frags in the end.
Yeah, so 3 pistols in the hands of Penta, only 2 AKs. That's not looking as a good buy, but that tower in the middle might earn them a frag, or even 2 of an entry. But there's no one peeking from the window, and Goppy spots them. That will be someone peeking from the connector to try and get some frags. Well, they cannot really get it. Gob down to 2 points of health and Christy down to 10, so actually it's mouz who pay a lot for it, for their greed. But Crystal, did he just blind himself?
I think he did. That was either from either team flash or he just flashed himself.
Oh my god, that's a thing that cannot happen at such an important moment. He was just rushing down a man to pick up an M4 to then kill Christy and Gob, who had 12 HP combined. And that's 11-4 for mouz by the ending of this half.
A bit of a turnaround from what we saw in Dust 2. Mousesport's playing quite a bit better, and they still could have prevented a couple of those rounds that Penta picked up. So yeah, we're definitely seeing a bit of a different side of Mousesports than what we did on Dust 2. And Strux, who was kind of the point man on Dust 2, the leading fragger for Penta, he's only gotten 2 frags the entire first half.
Alright, so we are getting into the second half right now, and pistol, and pistol every single time we cast. That's what matters the most. Penta, if they take it, still able of coming back. But if Mousesports take it, they will be so close to winning the whole match. Boy, Chris J! That play on Catwalk just wrecked Penta. No chance to win the round at this stage anymore.
Yeah, the aggressive double setup on Catwalk did not work out at all. And it's tough to deal with people running at you with Glocks, and just some great shots being hit by Chris J. Dennis as well, picking off one guy by jungle and then one guy coming in from CT spawn. So solid best around, and that was just simply down to Mousesports hitting their shots more than anything else. It wasn't anything brilliantly tactic-wise, but you know, you need to hit your shots as well in order to win CS games.
Well, the CT's boosting themselves up there. I think mouz should know that there's someone up on that box, since that looked fishy. But Staff still gets 2 frags without being spotted. Finally, Spitty puts into his tomb, but how did they not assume he just boosted a man up? He was looking right at the box. He was not even holding an angle there.
That was a bit weird, and I'm assuming Dennis plays with that 4:3 aspect ratio, because he definitely saw it. You know, with the 6:9 aspect ratio, you could definitely see the guy on top of the box there as he ran by. But and in the end, they still won the round. Servers just pick up 2 kills though, so that's a nice bonus for him. But other than that, not really a big loss for Mousesports. They're still going to be able to buy. They know they're going up against a clean eco in this round.
Yep, so yet again the Pro 90 coming into play. We tend to see it more and more today. But yeah, other than that, a UMP 45, a Mac 10, definitely looking for some frags with that to earn a lot of money. So yeah, as you said, Stav, he got 2 frags. He will be looking to be the one to buy up the most in his teams. But yeah, Penta just collapsing one after another. There's nothing they can do right now.
Yeah, and well, that was a bit of a different twist on how to play an anti-eco from Mousesports. I mean, they're running blindly into sight, but they don't do it with the bomb where the entire team committed to it. So I guess that's the upside of it. But still, they could have easily lost two SMGs there to Penta quite easily, because they had a complete stack on that B bomb site.
Next with an SG, how would you comment that weapon? Because sometimes when I see it, I get confused.
I mean, it could be a misbuy, but we've seen players like MBK pick it up more and more. Not that I've seen that much come out of it. It's very accurate, obviously, initially, and it's a solid weapon for tapping with. Spraying, it's kind of all over the place. But, you know, I could definitely see players liking it, but I don't think it's a worthwhile buy when you have an AK for less money.
Yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to know. Is it viable, or should you just not pick it up? And Dennis now the last man standing on that T-slope. He's gonna fall Penta with a round, so they're holding by the skin of their teeth in that map. And in the match, overall. But Mousesports with 14 already, they just need 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a viable weapon, in the sense I just don't think that it outweighs the positives of an AK in terms of price and damage. And, well, the accuracy is still pretty good on the AK, even though the first bullet isn't 100% accurate. It's also a thing that you've played with an AK for several years, so you know kind of how that gun works.
Yep, definitely. Alright, so that comes up every now and then. That's not like every 2 or 3 games. That SG comes up like every 15 games, so not really a big thing, but always good to know a little bit more about the weapon. So, next, and then is around the apps, looking to be pushing up for B. Oh, Chris J, he might get killed very easily right here. Crystal has the crosshair right on top of his head and puts a bullet in his forehead.
And from the looks of it, it looked like the initial plan from Mouse Sports was to have Gobby and Speedy kind of do a fake towards that A bomb site. But with Chris going down, they kind of just have to gather up, and this is looking, well, if either they're going to go for mid control or they're just going to try to split B as best as possible. But they don't really have that many needs to do it with.
Well, Crystal's still holding that angle, and there's a man about to peek at him. I don't think that's a very safe thing. But Penta coming out on top, still a 1-man advantage because Strux had to die, but it's looking very good now. Mouz with the refrags though, down to a 2-on-2. The bomb site is taken, but there comes Tapson. He knows where Speedy is. He has the bomb in his hands. He'll win this clutch. And that's Tapson for you. Penta Sports still alive.
Yeah. And, well, Mouse Sports getting a lot more out of that round than I initially thought they would. Gobby getting picked up early on short is obviously not going to bode well for them, but Speedy did a good job of getting 2 frags, and somehow Chris J made it out of apartments and kind of under Crystal on the balcony without getting spotted.
No.
So that got dangerous, but there you go. Crystal with the op. Quick re-peeks into mid. He's just farming frags right now.
Yeah, Crystal is just incredible with that AWP. But Gobby comes in with a backstab. Cannot really get anything off that as he gets immediately killed by Crispy after. And Crystal just jumps out with a USB too and gets a frag. That's a quad kill for the guy in round number 21. But it was an eco for Mouse Sports.
Yeah, it was. And Mouse Sports, they can, you know, they have the luxury with the big of a cushion as they have to take one more, you know, one extra eco if they feel like it, just to get that proper buy-in. And weirdly enough, now we're seeing Chris J pick up that Krieg.
Alright, so
this
there we
is kind of confusing, and they're actually going with Dennis on the op. So yeah, so definitely seeing a bit of weird stuff going on right now.
Well, experimenting, definitely, but Chris J misses, doesn't deal any single point of damage. Oh! He jumps into that window. Tapson might get caught off guard in just a second when the smoke settles down. No, that's a flash to not really blind Tapson, and Strux is right here to backstab Chris J. He had a huge chance of success, but he actually failed. Speedy with 1, but he lost a lot of his teammates in the process, so he's not going to be looking too well. Next now, in a 1v3, he cannot look at 3 different angles at the same time. No such possibility.
So Penta doing an okay job, you know, trying to grab their way back into this game. I'm curious to see how long Mouse are going to try to get this Krieg to work right now, because it hasn't been done to even doing any damage so far. And, well, a bit of a weird buy actually coming out from Mouse Sports. A couple of people picking up Kevlar, mainly just to balance the economy, but still, save money is save money.
Yeah, might get a chance actually when they pick up a rifle or 2. The Kevlars will come into play. One of them is already down, the other one too, and now that's only got B left with the Kevlar. So the guys without the Kevlars are pretty much untouchable. As if Penta feel who they have to kill first. They know there's Gobby on Catwalk, but he actually inflicts a lot of damage right there and stays alive to see another day. Chris J still 100% of health, still has a bomb in possession, so the CTs don't really know where they're gonna go. But they have the numbers advantage, so they can just put 2 on B, 2 on A, and not care about anything anyway. And there we go. Stav single-handedly deals with the 2 remaining players from Mouse Sports. Penta slowly but surely bringing it back. Just look at it. 14-9. It was 14-5 just a second ago.
Yeah, they're slowly bringing it back, and that's, as you said, 5 rounds in a row for Penta. They're definitely clawing their way in, but Mouse Sports, they do have money to spend now, and no Krieg this time around, so that leaves me a bit more hopeful.
Yeah, but still no op for Chris G. And
Seems like they just want to take mid control here with the current setup and eventually split towards A. And actually, nobody from PENTA is actually even challenging mid.
yeah, they cannot really. There's a lot of smokes in that window. There's a smoke in a connector. There's a smoke on catwalk. What can you do about it? So now mouz will just have the control of middle, wait for the smokes to settle down and finally hit. But will they succeed? As PENTA also are holding the angles, they are not stupid.
Oh, this is a nice boost coming in from Sports here next on Gabi. If Strux moves too far, or actually if Tabson peeks out too aggressively, this could be an easy opening frag for Sports.
Oh, there we go, an entry for Dennis. And for mouzsports by that. Oh, but Stab comes in from behind almost. Well, I expected him to get the double kill on the boosting guys, but only got one. That's fortunate for mouzsports, and yeah, PENTA's still looking good even without the double back then. Speedy though enters with a frag and knows that Crystal is right behind him, just keeps spraying, turns around and gets that frag. After all, it's a 3-on-1. mouzsports looking for the 15th round right here. They want to close out the map finally. So, no Krieg. Seems like they can finally win a round. Oh, Stav is gonna peek. He's gonna get the frag on Speedy very easily, but Speedy was very low on health too. And now it comes down to this great showdown. Chris J versus Stav. Of course, it's placed for connector, so of course Chris G will be in the connector. Stav knows about it and doesn't even go for the defuse, just goes for the challenge, still isn't able to win the fight.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the planting, the position of the plants that wins the round for mouzsports. Once they get that down towards catwalk or connector, if you like, it really just makes it so much easier for mouz, even though they have low HP members, because you can do exactly what Chris J did there. Just play it as safe as possible and force the hand of the last remaining PENTA player.
Oh, Crystal yet again with an entry. This guy must be so annoying for mouzsports. You can do nothing in the middle when he's alive. And, well, a good spray from Strux. He gets 1 for 1, which pretty much still favors PENTA because they have 2-man advantage. Speedy with a slight answer, but the CTs are aware of his position. He's in no place to plant the bomb as it got dropped still in the apps exit. So he would have to come on top of the van, then jump up for the bomb, then jump down yet again. There's no chance he can do that unnoticed.
And that brings mouzsports back to Nico. Winning that one round obviously messes up their economy completely, so a couple of Tech 9s, 2 flashes on Gabi, that's all that's being picked up. And, well, are they just gonna gun for... Okay, they're gunning through underpass, maybe trying to hope to get up into connector.
Still leaves them with like 3 match points to play with. Put up another eco. They have 2 gun runs to win the map. That's pretty much it for mouzsports, unless they can pull off an eco round win, which is still possible. Now Chris J and Gabi, they pick up M4s. That makes it even more possible, as Crystal is down to 3 points of health too, but Strux holding that angle will get PENTA into a very good spot, and a 2-on-1.
mouzsports were very late to pick up that bomb. Actually, they had plenty of opportunities to just pick up that bomb, and instead of going actively, well, looking for frags, they could have gone back, gotten a free plant, bolstered their economy, and actually bought up this round. But instead, we're seeing, you know, a Kevlar Tech 9 buy from mouzsports. A lot of flashes again, so they might do something similar actually. But it seems like they have their eyes set on that B bomb site. So they're going to fake what they did in the previous round with Dennis here, and he's going to get picked off, and, well, they're going to run into the meat grinder of Stavros.
Oh, there we go. Got B comes in with a frag. The bomb site B is already taken. Can they get a bomb plant? No, because next burns down to death. Very unfortunate for mouzsports. They bought up Kevlars and Tech 9s. The chances of winning this round are very small, but at least getting that bomb plant would secure them the money for the upcoming rounds, and Gobby will go for that indeed. Crystal down to 11 points of health, so he actually chickens out from that catwalk and will join Crispy in sharp. They're very afraid to walk in. Finally they threw a molly, but they don't expect Gobby to be on catwalk. However, the other guy just waits a second, and then when he is aware of enemy's position, he finally walks in.
Yeah, so Mousesports do get a lot out of that round, but I'm not really sure what Nex was doing. He had the opportunity to plant for the B-apps. Might not be the most optimal planning position for you in that type of situation, but still, it's definitely a step up from, you know, suiciding into a Molotov that you can actually see on the ground, which is what he did. It's a bit of a misstep for Mouseport. They could have had, you know, a 2v2 instead of a 2v1 for Gobby to try to salvage.
Yep, but now they have the weapons to play with, so even more of an opportunity to take around. But Tabson with an entry. It's not looking good for Mouz. Oh my goodness, they are getting wrecked. Only Gob left alive. He's in the middle, kind of trying to B-hop. And once again, that's the desperate spray that he did on Dust 2. Yeah,
the aggression from PENTA that time around definitely caught Mousesports off guard. So that was a nice play, and the fact that they're happy with the fact that they just got the opening frag, so try to pull back right after that. The fact that Dennis kind of gives himself up to Crispy right after, you know, that's a bonus they'll take. But they would have been happy with that entry frag in itself, and that's a good thing, and it's a nice tendency to see.
Oh, and Mouseport just forcing up so much that might put them in an overtime situation, actually. Because they buy up the Tech 9s and Kevlars over and over again. The mixed buys are not so good.
Well, the thing here is that Strix is playing so aggressively up on Catwalk that Stavros has no help whatsoever. So if he goes down, like he just did, that's the entire B bomb site. And now this is going to be a nearly impossible retake for PENTA.
Dennis and Chris J, oh my goodness, they got the headshots very quickly with the Tech 9s. That's a lot of entries, but Crystal with 2 frags to answer. Howard X to clutch the round, and Dennis also adds a frag of his own. That will be it. Mousesports, they will be the victors 16-13. PENTA, they tried very much. It was such a huge advantage in favor of Mousesports at the beginning of the second half. 14-5. PENTA, they managed to win 8 rounds, but didn't manage to fully come back. So it leaves us with a 1-1. Mousesports get a single point, PENTA get a single point. That doesn't help them too much, since PENTA will have only one left, only one at the moment, and Mousesports will have only 2.
I guess if you're PENTA, you're happy about actually, you know, being on the board in that sense. You finally get a point, which is better than nothing, but they're probably a bit disappointing having one Dust 2, which was Mousesports' map.
Alright, so yeah, I think that would be about it from us. Great matches today. TSM versus Hellraiser, slightly one-sided, but this one, it was so incredibly good to watch.
Yeah, it was a good game, and I'm happy that we got closer, you know, 2 close maps with Mousesports and PENTA after seeing that, you know, slaughter from TSM onto Hellraiser. So it was a nice way to end the evening.
Alright, so yeah, thank you very much for sticking with us up until so late, because I think it's already around midnight. And yeah, thank you very much, Vendetta, for co-casting with me yet again for that second best of 2. Mousesports versus PENTA, 1-1, a tie. So guys, have a good night, and I hope you will tune in to CounterPit yet again. And my name is NeuroIntegrate. You can check me out on Facebook and Twitter if you want to. It's NeuroIntegrate all over the place, at NeuroIntegrate or /NeuroIntegrate. So yeah, Vendetta, do you want to promote your Twitter too?
Nah, it's, I guess, yeah, if you want to find me, Twitter is Vendetta CSGO. I'm going to be at Starletter this upcoming weekend, so that should be fun. So follow me, I guess, if you want updates, pictures, and that type of stuff from the event. Other than that, just thanks for tuning in.
Yep, once again, very much thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.